So if you're a part of the NBA 2K community, you know now is the time of year where 2K loves to get us excited for the new game by telling us all the information that we need to know. And on Wednesday, 2K did exactly that by dropping their annual first courtside report, letting us know literally every detail about the game. Now to all my lazy ladies and gentlemen that don't feel like reading this report, luckily I did for the sake of all you guys, so thank you for clicking on this video, and make sure that you smash that like button and also subscribe to the channel, and let's go ahead and get right into it. And the first thing that I have to get out the way is for the current gen players. You know, current gen still deserves some love, so it's important for you guys to know that you'll no longer have pie charts, bro. 2K is moving past the pie charts, and you will now adopt the system of next gen to where you get a more creative and free builder. And then also alluding to player builds, you do unlock double takeover in current gen as well. Current gen players, let me know how y'all feeling about your game, because people was definitely saying that it was going to just be a copy and paste of 2K22. But learning that 2K is trying to be innovative even with the current gen game is definitely a W for current gen players. Now I'm already knowing that you guys are excited and want to hear more about the new badges and player builder, but one thing that caught me off guard and really has me excited for this game is the intro to the blog report right here that says, the main pillar for us this year can be summed up with one word: authenticity. If you guys know, I've been preaching about that in all of my previous videos about NBA 2K23. We just want a more authentic game. Now, after reading this blog report, this is one thing that stood out to me because this actually rings true. 2K has done a lot of things to the offense and defense to make this game more of a simulation basketball game, which brings, once again, authenticity. And like I said in all of my past videos, that's what I've been saying kind of needs to happen because the game was just at a way too far arcade place that nobody was really enjoying anymore. So to start off the blog report with that statement right there definitely had me excited to continue reading. But I'm already knowing I don't want to hold you guys up. The most important information that we got yesterday was about the badges, builds, and takeovers. So let's go ahead and discuss that right now. Now, once again, alluding to what 2K said earlier in the blog report where they said the game is more authentic, we have a statement right here about the badges, builds, and takeovers that says, this year the major goals for the player builder were refinement, polish, and balance. Once again, as you guys know, balance is another thing that I preached about in all of my videos, so that's good to see that in the game. But then 2K followed up that statement by saying you will still be able to have the freedom to create whatever type of player you want. Also, it is important to note that the Myplayer Builder tester will now feature a 3v3 court and not just a 5v5 setting. So for new gen players, you can now play in the 3v3 courts because you know most of our builds are being used for the park, so we'll be able to play them in the 3v3 system. And then lastly, when it comes to the Myplayer Builder, something very key that they said this year: all animations and stuff will be account bound rather than player bound. So that means if you buy one animation for your slashing small forward and you're able to get it on your playmaking or shot creating point guard, you will have that animation through your account. You won't have to buy it again from player to player, you know what I'm saying? So that's definitely a W that 2K has us out here saving VC. And then now to move down to the new gen badge system, this is what really has me intrigued. And low-key, when I first read it, it was a lot complicated, bro. I'm not gonna lie. So now, you know, back in 22 next gen, you had badge points to say, okay, I get 31 badge points, I use them all. I can create whatever system I want, get however many Hall of Fame badges I want. That is scrapped out this year, and we have a whole new system. No more bronze, silver, gold, or Hall of Fame badges. We now have tier 1 badges, tier 2 badges, and tier 3 badges. We get 8 in tier 1, 4 in tier 2, and 4 in tier 3. Tier 3 and tier 2 being higher than tier 1, you know what I'm saying? And then tier 2 is lower than tier 3, stuff like that. So you get 16 badges in every attribute category. So 16 in shooting, 16 in playmaking, 16 in finishing, and then 16 in defense. And now with this new system, you cannot upgrade to tier 2 badges unless you have all of your 8 in tier 1. And then likewise for tier 3, you cannot just jump to tier 3 badges because you have to have enough in tier 1 and in tier 2 to then go up to tier 3 badges. So this will make for a more diverse system because people won't be out here just stacking all of their badges in Hall of Fame, because 2K is making it to where you need to have badges in the lower badge categories. So another new thing 2K is bringing towards the badges is something called core badges. These are 4 badge slots basically in every attribute category that you can use for your player, and each badge has a challenge requirement that you have to meet, and then once you meet that challenge, you will unlock it for your core badge. It's kind of giving me the vibe of like a takeover perk or something like that, where you had to do a challenge and then unlock the takeover perk, and then you can put it on your player. So I think that's going to definitely be a W this year. And then also another thing about badges, there are a lot of new badges added to the game, and then there are some that was also removed, and also some that was switched from category to category. So now we have 8 new shooting badges, 4 new slashing badges, 4 new playmaking badges, and then 5 new defensive badges. And also we got rid of hook specialist and finishing, bullet passer, downhill, glue hand, stop and go. And then defensive leader is also out of the game. And then lastly for shooting, chef is moved, hot zone hunter is out of there, lucky number 7, mismatch expert, set shooter, sniper is gone. Limitless spot up is out of there, and then also I forgot to say that Mismatch Expert got moved to playmaking, so it's a playmaking badge, and I don't think it really has much to do with shooting. Another interesting thing I found with these new badges is that Limitless Range is finally back in 2K, bruh. And then also Space Creator, formerly known as a playmaker badge, is now in the shooting badge category, which kind of makes more sense because it allows you to hit step back jumpers and hot jumpers and stuff like that. And then now to talk about Takeover, one thing that I found out interesting is that Team Takeover is completely redesigned now. In former 2K's Team Takeover was known as something that one player can earn for the whole team, but now that's completely redesigned to where the whole team has to do their own part to build one Team Takeover meter for the whole team, and then that's when you can unlock it. So aside from the Myplayer Builder, the badges and stuff like that, it's also important to talk about all the gameplay details they gave us. And the first important thing is that 2K is introducing something new known as double throws and also switchbacks, which allows you to have more control over your player. Now, if you guys know in past 2Ks, you were kind of canned into whatever dunk animation you want. These new switchbacks and stuff like that allows you to basically customize your dunk and actually know exactly what you're doing in the animation. So as you guys can see right here, the controls is on the left. To do a two-hand dunk, you just do up on the right stick. And then the right hand dunk is a strong hand, left is a weak hand, and so on and so forth. And then also for new gen players, they are introducing something where it's called rim hangs, to where if you want to hang on the rim for a long time, you will also get a tech in the NBA, but not in the city. So after done dunking, you can then control that by holding on to RT. And then we have a video of Zion doing it right here, to where he's just holding on to the rim for a long time. Low key, I mean, it's something new to the game, you know what I'm saying? That's basically what I wanted to see this year, something new. So seeing the little things like this, although it's very minor, it's still something innovative, you know what I'm saying? Something new to the game. And then for finishing, dunks wasn't the only thing that got improved. Layups also got improved. So this year, you will see a lot more of contact layups going in, a lot more finesse layups, something like this, where Devin Booker is doing a little float, to where you're able to finish over bigs in a more creative way. And if you guys think about it, bro, 2K has never been a game to where guards is finishing layups over big. And in real life, that actually happens a lot. Now, hopefully it isn't too broken to where bigs can just not guard guards in the paint, but I'm looking forward to this, bro, because, you know, I've been stated that in my videos that my first build will be a 6'3 slasher. So learning about all the new finishing details and stuff like that definitely has excited for me to make that build. And then also, not just the small guards that's getting love, also big slashers get love too. Along with the new finishing badges and stuff like that, there is new animations for people like LeBron, Giannis and stuff to plow through their defender and then finish strong at the rim, which has also not really been a common theme, bro. In 2K, if you just get slapped on your wrist and you get fouled, it will just automatically neglect you from hitting the layup. But now that's completely changed, because if you have the correct build, you can easily finish through contact. And then a lot of this stuff right here about the dribbling is just filler. I didn't really notice anything too new. All of it seems the same, but it's new like size up and stuff like that. And then it's also not just 15 moving crossover packages. It moved all the way up to 28. So expect a lot of new animations this year. But one major thing I do have to say about dribbling, bruh, is the stamina. We can watch Stephen Curry dribbling right here. They don't show the stamina. But in this next clip, I'm going to show you guys Lonzo Ball and how fast his stamina runs out while dribbling in place. Another feature to prevent over dribbling is the concept of adrenaline boost. So we have Lonzo Ball right here. And as you guys can see, he's just standing still dribbling, trying to size up. And his stamina is already gone. Now, mind you that Lonzo Ball is not one of the best ball handlers in the league, so maybe that has something to do with how fast he's losing his stamina, and he might not also have handles for days or something like that. But still, you guys see how fast the stamina is running out. So to the dribble heads, brothers, might be something to look out for, I'm not gonna lie, but as you guys know, 2K will patch it if it's too much of a problem. And now that we got finishing out the way and dribbling, it is now time to move on to shooting. And one thing about shooting this year is it is a lot, bruh. Shooting is a very complex concept this year. One major thing to note is that no longer are jump shots just available regardless of what your height is of your player or something like that. The key thing to unlocking all jump shots this year is based on your jump shot attribute rating. So before we go any more too deep into that, I wanted to show you guys something like this, to where now smalls only and stuff like that had used to be a layup package. It is now jump shot packages pretty much. So to unlock Stephen Curry's jump shot, you need a 96 either three-pointer or mid-range. And also, as you guys can see right here, these are all factors that also play into your jump shot. So shooting with somebody's jump shot like Kyrie Irving may be better for contest compared to Stephen Curry. And then as you guys can see, release speed is also a factor, and release height. But one thing that I peeped was the big man's and swing shooting jump shots. Now, as you guys know, on this tweet right here, it says that swings range from 6'5 to 6'9. One thing that scared me about this was how it's a little weird that 6'9s will be able to unlock either a 93 3-pointer or a 93 mid-range. I'm assuming maybe they're talking about the 6'5s and not the 6'9s. But back to the blog report, 2K also said that they're adding multiple new jump shots to add to the game, over double the amount of any previous 2K. And then one thing to mention is that the shot meter on NBA 2K22 currently, it is 1 shot meter that you can choose from. Now it will be 5 shot meters that you can choose from on NBA 2K23, and then 15 new ones to unlock from new seasons. So these are all the meters right here. The first one is the one that we've been seeing, and then the second one, I like the second one. It's some that I don't like at all, but most of them are pretty just solid, you know what I'm saying? I don't use meter anyways, but for the people that do, you will have a huge variety of meters to choose from. And another major thing to note about shooting is that greens will now be delayed, bro. So you will no longer see the green animation right after you're done shooting. You will have to wait until the ball either touches the rim or the net to know whether your shot was a green. And another thing that I found interesting is that real player percentage is no longer available for online players. And although we talked about dribbling, we did not talk about passing, and this is that right here, facilitate the offense. 2K is giving us passing styles. So you know how some players in the NBA have different passing styles, like LeBron compared to Luka or Trae Young compared to Lonzo Ball. 2K is now giving us different passing animations to equip to our players so we can have complete creativity when it comes to passing the ball. And it's also important to know that I've never noticed that the lead to basket pass was out of the game, but it's good to know that it's back. And now when it comes to defense, bruh, it's not really much that I learned new about defense except some new defensive features. But one thing that I did note is that they said shot contest is up from last year. And I'm glad that 2K did some self-realization to understand that their defense was kind of broken last year to where the shot contest, they stated that they based theirs off of where your hand was. So if your hand moved like a split second during a player shooting a shot, then that would affect the overall contest that you got on the player. And they said that they basically readjusted that this year, so therefore your overall shot contest is just based on how you're there in a player's position. On-ball defense definitely has me excited because, as you guys know, I am a lockdown defender in 2K. And a new defensive feature that 2K is introducing this year is a new indicator that expands on a new defensive shading mechanic. So basically the indicator will represent 3 bars. One will pop up in red, and if the ball handler goes in that direction, then a defender will then get a cutoff animation, or the offensive player will just lose the ball in general. I definitely think that's a W because a player like me, I predict where the offensive player is going a lot. So being able to have that to where it gives me easier cutoff animations and stuff like that is definitely a W. Now on to shot blocking. 2K mentioned that it was important this year for guards like 6'3" to not be getting chase down blocks like LeBron James. But also they are introducing something called flyby blocks. This is basically those late contests where you're closing out on the perimeter. You don't want to just crash into the offensive player by jumping right into him. So they are introducing flyby contests where you're doing aggressive flybys, so therefore avoiding the foul, but still being able to get that contest. And they included this in the defensive part of the blog, but slashers will now see a significant takeover boost to when they perform the correct dunk in traffic. So if you guys know, in 2K, it was always hard to control like what dunk you'll do in traffic. So this year, you'll be able to control that, but also then get rewarded for pulling off the right dunk package. Although it seemed a little bit broken last year, ball strips are back, and it will be more valuable to guards that aren't able to get those high blocks and stuff like that to use them in the paint where bigs are trying to bully them and stuff. And on the other hand, it also is important to note that slashers' ability to lose the ball in those ball strip situations is not as easy last year because that alludes to your actual finishing attributes rather than your ball handle attributes. So yeah, this is basically everything that you need to know about NBA 2K23 so far. There will be a lot more news coming out, so make sure you subscribe to the channel and also join the membership, bro. If you want to be an official Too Much Gang stepper, make sure you join the membership, and also please smash that like button. It does so much for the channel. And appreciate you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.